Alright, so if this goes well, should start Zoom, I guess. If it goes well, this will kick over in 17 seconds, and hopefully there'll be someone on Zoom. Looks like I'm the only one there thus far. So when it kicks in, I do want to start a blur, though, and don't want everybody to see this. So I'm going to blur that out. Looks like it kicked over on its own, and it did. Good. Now I do have to go figure out a way to shut the lower thirds off. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there and run and run and run and run and run. And I don't really want that right yet. I mean, yeah, lower thirds could be cool, and you can get out a lot of. You can put some interesting thoughts, I guess, maybe. I'm not sure if that's the right word in that. But, my first guest tonight will be Jeff Ryman. And it would have been ironic if he could have went in at the same time, which is what I really want to do. As people join, I want to be able to hit a button, yes, a hotkey, and it flashes on the lower third that that's who that person is. So, hi, Jeff.
Evening.
Good to see you.
Sitting here watching a movie on YouTube when you started up.
I was shooting for a little bit ago, but someone I just subscribed to yesterday was doing their first live stream, so I thought I'd show a little YouTube support and go in and watch it. Watched it a little longer than I wanted to. So I did get lower thirds worked out. Oh, there's Jeff Ryman's name popping up. It says Jeff Ryman, Nevada.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm trying to tweak it a little bit. There's some things I want to do. In theory, it shouldn't even work.
Showing up his name.
Mm-hmm. Unlike the timer, when it kicks over to the Zoom scene, this keeps going and going.
RM.
Yep. I've only got 10 slots to work with right now.
That's good.
There's 40. There's four. Four lower thirds to work with 10 memory slots. I've got literally 40 to work for or work with. I've got to figure it all out. So I see Parker Morris was here and retracted a message already. That still cracks me up. Tony Wallow's here. Good evening to Tony. And Gary just joined us.
I retracted one right away in the last 24 hours someplace. I had fumble fingered it and couldn't type.
I don't even worry about mistyping anymore. Obviously, I
was like one set of keys off on the keyboard.
Oh, well, yeah, I can see that.
Like garbage.
Well, yeah, if you're on the F, the D, the S, and the A, you think, and you're on the T, the R, and the W, I mean, that could throw you off a lot. So, and Gary said good evening and retracted it. All right, I should have named this show Retraction. Oh, that's funny.
So I was going to do it as soon as I saw Jeff do it.
Parker, yeah. I didn't even get it. I was doing something in OBS. I didn't even see what he said. So, but it's good to see him. We were just talking about over dinner. Lorna and I were talking about this and where we'd like to see it go and some of the things we want to get accomplished. When I say we, I mean me, because there's no we in this as far as she goes. You know, she might come in from time to time, but when I get my never miss. There you go. When I get something like the lower thirds last night, she came in here and watched it. And she said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So now I will show you on the stream. Or can I do that? Yeah, I can. Watch. Oh, we don't want to do that. Wrong one. I will show you. I do have another lower third started. That won't work because I said I started it, but there it goes. But I don't have any.
You can have a lower third, a middle third, and an upper third. How do you have more than one lower third?
See, that doesn't look right. That's too big. That's weird because on a screen on its own, that is actually perfect. Huh.
How's that?
Well, when I run it by itself, and I don't know that I can do that. Oh, I know. I see what the problem was. Maybe I was running both at the same time. Let me try this again. Nope, that wasn't a problem at all. Oh, shoot. That's weird. When I run that by itself on a different scene, it is perfect. I don't think that's going out, but I'm running it and I'm testing it for myself. Oh yeah, I did go out on over the YouTube stream, so that's good. That's what it's supposed to look like. For some reason, when I run it in the other scene, it doesn't work out. So I don't know. I've got so much to do, and I didn't get nothing done today. So we'll go back to the original scene, and that'll be there. And then I will turn it off because otherwise it's just going to really look horrible. So there's Robert, and Tony retracted a message. That's funny. And Tim's joining us for the second time today. Black on black. You know, Tony, it might be that it's black on black. I don't know.
I've got to take off a while and go get my grandson from baseball.
Okay.
See you later.
But yeah, I'm a little early tonight, so yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Jeff. Robert's here with his. Yeah, I don't think Bloody Hell will be joining us. It's what, 2:30 in the morning there. So even though he's off tomorrow. So Tim, how was the race? Because like I said, we left about 3:30.
I fell asleep through part of the second half, and then I woke up and saw the cool wrecks.
The one where the 21 rolled over? Or was there another wreck?
Oh, this was after the, well, they had stage 1, stage 2. Stage 2, I think I fell asleep for about 30 minutes, and I woke up and there was like 50 laps to go.
Oh, wow.
That rookie did good.
Yeah, he just made his career. I mean, he could absolutely do nothing for the rest of his career, and he will always be known as the Daytona 500 winner.
I'm not sure whose birthday it was on his team. I believe it was the owner, but it was his birthday today.
Yeah, I think it was Roger Penske's birthday. I think. I'm not sure.
I believe you're right. I'm not sure. So that was a good birthday present to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Roger Penske's 85 years old today. Wow.
I didn't see any Jack Rouse stuff in there, which is good friends with Colonel Bud Anderson, and also I'm the honorary photographer for Colonel Bud Anderson Fan Club. But since the pandemic started, I quit watching NASCAR.
Now that you mention it, I didn't see any Jack Roush either. That is odd.
Yeah, saw plenty of Tony Stewart stuff. Of course, we buy a lot of his equipment, the Halls machines, and we get VIP passes to a lot of the stuff. But I never get to go to them.
Yeah, he's
my
double.
company does.
He's double, triple, quadruple dipping. If you think about it, he still owns cars. He still races, and now he's a broadcaster. It's kind of a good life, actually.
Roush?
No, Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart.
Yeah,
I didn't see any Roush stuff there. I was kind of shocked about that.
He was there Friday, though.
Or was he?
He was.
It's just amazing how much of the aviation world is connected with NASCAR and machinists.
Yep. Hey, Alex.
Hello.
How was your church tonight?
Oh, it was short and sweet and to the point.
It was the dinner then, huh? Do you have your dinner tonight?
What do you mean?
I thought you said if you had your church dinner, it would be from 4:30 to 5 o'clock, and it would be over.
Oh, it's not dinner.
Oh,
It's communion.
Oh, okay. Misunderstood.
I have a question. Is OBS the same thing that Doug and Carrie's using?
Yes and no. Doug uses
Yes and no.
XSplit, And Carrie does use OBS.
Oh, Doug's using XSplit.
Yes.
Is that a paid thing?
You can get a free version, I believe, but I'll bet if there's a paid version, Doug has it.
Oh, I bet he does. He doesn't waste time on free crap. And I don't blame him. We both have done that before, and you end up getting biting the butt in the long run. So you're better off getting the paid one.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, and yes, they do have a paid version. Monthly.
I used to use TeamViewer. That's not even free no more. It's a trial now.
Oh, really?
I had that for years.
Yeah, they start out at 30 and go all the way up to 70 a month.
Actually, TeamViewer's never been free. It's always been trial.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? That is from Germany. Germany is never free.
Zcast Overtime, the new weekly show over on zmedia.substack.com.
Well, I had TeamViewer for almost 3 years before they said, hey, you got to pay for it now.
There's Greg.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, the first one was me moving something, but
I used to like using it because I could work on family's computers back east for nothing.
It'd be interesting to know which one he has.
It was
Apparently,
kind of
it's
nice
no.
to be able to connect to my own computer remotely from my cell phone at one time. Now you got OneDrive, so it's a little different.
Did XSplit do away with its free version?
I was just curious.
Yeah, there's another one called Restream there, and then obviously OBS, and I'm thinking there's one, at least one more, but I can't think of what it is. StreamYard, but do they use StreamYard to broadcast with, or is that just their like Zoom? Because I don't know. Restream is wanting me to log in, so I'm not going to log in.
Go ahead.
No, I don't need to log into anything else.
What is that behind you, Greg?
I still got that one up.
Just a picture I found.
That was Greg coming back from.
Messing with your OBS, kid.
That's
behind
Greg
Greg.
coming back from shore leave one time. That's all that is.
You had a rough night.
Yeah, you did.
A rough night. Uh-oh.
So it looks like Newegg has returned updated their return policy, according to Parker Morris.
Oh, did you get that email sent you?
Doug Betts. Oh, this Doug Betts. Seriously. Well, the picture's,
Oh, wow.
picture's
Cool, we got
correct.
Doug in the house.
Well, we got his picture until we see him on camera.
Is it the real one?
Which 5 Dougs is it? Which one of the 5 will we get? There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Fun.
How was your trip?
The trip home was much better than the trip there.
So you are home then?
You're at home.
I'm at home now.
I recognize the background.
Yeah, well, actually, that wall is a different color than you remember it.
Yeah, but I remember going in that door to do something.
But that's the bathroom. What were you doing? No, let's stop that line of questioning. Let's see. How do I?
So you're gonna remodel Studio A and put? Oh, there's already guys in there.
There's Studio A. There's the big beast build sitting there all by its lonesome.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
I give him a little company and put the other one in there with him.
Well, I'm probably going to need the other one in Studio B so I can work tomorrow. because
Oh.
Studio A is not ready yet. Studio B, Alexa, turn on studio lights.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't hooked up my old computer because Carrie had asked me to take it or bring it with me.
Oh, really?
Once I gotten about that, but we never did get around to doing anything with it. So it's gonna go in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's where all the network stuff used to be.
The hole in the wall where all my wires went through has been completely patched. You can't even see the hole anymore. Here's
I like the antique white. It looks good.
yeah, the colors are actually, let's see, those names are,
I won't go with the studio lights.
say again?
That will look good with the studio lights once you put them back in there.
But then I had them do this wall out here because that was so bright when the sun shines on it. So then I was puzzled on how to handle this corner, so I just had them do a diagonal on that wall. Because I didn't
Oh,
want
that
to
looks cool.
house. Oh, here's the colors. Let's see. Some
Well, you know I used to paint. I call it antique white.
yeah, these are called acetate sand is the lighter one, and the darker one is called canvas satchel. And I was kind of happy with how quickly I chose the colors. I had like 30 different color samples, and I kind of narrowed down pretty quickly. So that the wall with the window is the darker color, the acetate sand, and that wall, and then out there, and then these side walls are the
I take it you put your router in a different location temporarily.
The router's actually in that bag that's hanging there.
Oh, to keep the paint off of it.
Say again?
To keep the paint off of it.
Yeah, well, they didn't paint in here. The only reason why it's hanging in that bag is because it was sitting on a shelving unit that was in this closet space. So when I took the shelving unit out, I had to secure it somehow. So I hang it on that. It's hanging on a hanger. You can maybe make out this white hanger.
Yeah.
Hooked over there.
Well, happy early birthday. You already got your birthday present. You're remodeling for it.
That's not a early birthday, that's a late birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my birthday's the day after Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
But I arranged with Carrie to buy this back in early December, I think it was. So it was a belated surprise birthday present, we call it that.
Did you figure out why your one C wouldn't boot to it?
Not yet, but I'm pretty sure I know why. I think it is what some of the people in the chat room thought, as that the old one was a legacy formatting.
I noticed you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it only had the 3 partitions that indicates a legacy, and we never did get around to turning on that CSM to see if that would fix it. So I've got in mind at least 3 different ways that I'd like to demonstrate fixing that problem.
I noticed you were loading Windows Home instead of Windows Pro. And if it's got over 16 gigs of RAM, would that work?
I don't know. Interesting point. I didn't even register with me until you said that was Windows Home.
As
I
far as
saw
I,
Windows
far
Home
as
on
I know.
there, and if you got over 16 gigs of RAM, Windows Home won't work.
Yeah, well,
It
As far as
will?
I know, that rule is old and it only applied to Windows 7. It no longer applies to Windows 10.
Windows. Oh,
Okay.
I've got Windows 10 and I just upgraded from 16 gig to 32 without a problem.
Windows Home?
Yeah, Doug
Oh,
reinstalled it.
nice.
Okay, have you tested it with 256 gigabytes RAM?
I don't think I need that much.
Wow, 256.
Is that the
I,
little board or the big board?
That's on the big board.
Okay.
The little board has 32 gigabytes. So it's critical.
Phew, 256.
32 gigabytes.
Boy, it looks kind of little sitting there in that room by itself.
Doesn't it? It doesn't look nearly as formidable.
No,
Wait.
no, no.
That's all the way up to the windowsill. That's not little.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, good point.
Sitting on something else.
I weighed today about 93 pounds.
Woo,
Holy, wow.
man.
I'd have to have some help to pick that up.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually videoed my removing it from the car and bringing it into the house. I did that all alone.
Looked like you had the carpet steam clean too.
Say again?
Looks like you had the carpet steam clean too.
Oh yes, I had the carpets cleaned all through the house, upstairs and downstairs. I had all that furniture in the, which you might call the living room. I had it all stacked into the kitchen area. And I just set this all up after arriving home this afternoon. And then this shelving rack is what was in that closet and holding my old stream, no, not holding my old streaming computer, because my old streaming computer was on the floor in the entryway. But this shelving unit was in there. Now this, down there where that printer is, you can see the height of that. This
Still
second,
got that printer?
say again?
You still have that printer? Wow.
Oh yeah. What I print invoices with. But this second space is is more than large enough for the big Bs. And so that's what I think I'm going to be setting it on. And then those stacked back behind it is all the components of my desk.
Now are you gonna get different desks or use the same one?
No, I'm going to use the same desk. Those are my wall hangings are back there against the wall. Yeah, I'm going to use the same desk.
Yeah, when I have my place carpet clean, I just shove everything in the kitchen that I can and out on the patio or wherever I can put it that's not off on carpet. I get mine cleaned every 2 years.
That desk is pretty big, so I can't do anything with it in here to provide for carpet cleaning. And I wanted to redo all the wires, and I'm not going to be putting all the same.
Brand new cable management. I don't blame you. Start from scratch.
Yeah, so I'm going to fix all that up. But hey, I saw you were live, Ken. I'm not going to stay on long because I got more stuff on my list I need to accomplish. But I just want to
No problem.
come in, give you that update.
Appreciate
I
it.
have a question, Doug.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be using, it's probably a dumb question. Are you gonna be using, since it's the big base got two separate motherboards, are you gonna be using, two separate keyboards and two separate system monitors, or are you gonna get a switch and be able to plug everything in and switch between them?
No, they'll be separate. I've used KVM switches. That won't work for me because, well, you've already seen me using 3 computers that I keep the monitors on so that I can look at them. I don't want to have to push another button.
Sometimes the switches fail too.
Say again?
Sometimes the switches fail on you.
Yeah. No, I don't want to switch. I did have one of the monitors that was on my desk for computer number 3. I could change the input on it, and there was another computer that was in the closet that was used as my print server. I could press the button to switch the monitor to display that second computer. But that's not with a KVM switch, that's just changing from VGA input to a DVI input.
So when do you anticipate being up and running and streaming from the Big Beast?
Saturday.
Really?
No hesitations. You notice that, man. He's got this planned out. Saturday.
That's quick.
No, I'm all on track, on schedule for being ready for Saturday.
Good.
New toy, can't wait.
Just a thought, Doug, you could always get Doug number 6, the one that looks like a skateboard, and put the big beast on that.
Yeah. Well, I did use a dolly to bring it in. I videoed, I recorded that, so I'll wind up playing that.
Wait a minute. Ken, is he saying Doug number 6 name is Dolly? Okay, write that down.
They're all named Doug. Are you kidding me? Gotta be the same name. But I'll tell you, boy, that I was at Kerry's Studio B while he was doing the cable management. It took a few hours. And I think he probably used about, he estimated 70 zip ties.
Wow.
And the part of the reason why it took so long is because each of those fans has 2 cables, one for power and one for the light. And there's 3 management modules for the fans. And so as he was working to cable manage them, he had to keep disconnecting and rerouting and reconnecting because each of those cables would split into 2, and if they got wrapped around another cable or kind of interwoven, he had to fix that. Oh, jeez.
Did he do a video on that?
No, it wasn't. At that point, we just needed to get it done because he finished, and it was later than I wanted to leave there. So I picked a motel that was closer than what I was wanting to do. It was only a 2.5 hour drive away. I was preferring to go 4 hours yesterday afternoon and get to the motel, but it didn't get done early enough for that to happen.
So we're glad you're home. We're glad you're safe and sound, and we're glad you got the big beast.
Yeah.
You got home yesterday.
No, I got home today.
Oh, today.
Yeah, I left his house, I think about 6:30 or 7:30 yesterday, and then went to the same hotel that I stayed in Thursday.
Blythe?
In Blythe, yeah. And then left there.
That's a unique word for me and Doug.
Oh yeah. We have a street named Blythe in our residential airport. First residential airport in the world, but
Yeah, I used to live on Blythe on the other side of 99.
oh, did you? Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. I wouldn't have remembered that it was Blythe, but I remembered you kind of in that area. So now that you say Blythe, that's totally believable. Anything else to report? He did not spend any time trying to fix the booting problem. He worked on the computer after dinner Friday evening. He went back to Studio B and did some work towards the cable management. I don't know what he was doing then, but he tends to stay up late and then get up late. So I got back over to his place, I think around 1 or 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
So where was it you stayed Friday night at? You said it was about an hour and a half away.
Oh my God, that was
Okay, moving on.
No, I'll tell you about it. It was what happened was I figured it wouldn't be hard to get a hotel room, particularly since the place in Blythe told me their busy times are Monday through Thursday, not the weekend. But the Phoenix area was totally booked when I went to. I left his house Friday evening, figuring I'd just go to a motel and, rent a room
Right.
with nothing reserved. And I found out pretty quickly by virtue of them telling me, no, we're full. And other people coming in to their door, a few of them while I'm at the counter, asking if they have any rooms. And obviously these people were frustrated. And so I asked one of them, and they told me that they'd been to several motels and hotels and couldn't find anything. And so then I figured, okay, I'll just call. I called the Motel 6 reservation number and said, what's the closest place you can get me to Phoenix? And it was Payson, Arizona. They told me it was 60 miles away. My GPS said it was 60 miles away, but it was more like 80. Because I was driving for like half an hour and I looked at my GPS and it said 58 miles to go. And this isn't right. So it was a long, windy mountain drive.
So can I give up my pilot navigation of the year award to you since you got lost this time like I did at Edwards Air Force Base?
I don't think so. I didn't get lost.
Well, we didn't get lost, but still, we had a hard time getting to certain places.
Do you
I
still
don't see why Doug's so confused. Terry has 360,000 subs. They knew Doug was going there, so they booked all the rooms. I don't see the
It
problem.
was a conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. So for the return hotel, as I saw how things were going Friday at about 4 o'clock, I called the Blythe Motel, figuring that would be easy because they told me Sunday through Thursdays are busy time. So I figured Friday was going to be a piece of cake. And I got a room fine, but when I got there, I found out that they were completely booked. So if I hadn't reserved it when I did, I would have been out of luck.
Oh, that happened to me one time before going over to Savannah and back to Dad's. And me being not checking out things, it was St. Patrick's Day weekend, the second biggest St. Patrick's Day party in the world. Everything was booked, and I had to pay $400 for one night to get a suite up in a penthouse. Only available.
Hey,
I'll never do that again.
well, my first, when I left this place Friday, I did not have a room booked. I missed telling you this part. I told you the part about Saturdays, hotel room. But Friday when I left this place, I figured it was going to be easy. So I drove away from his house, went around the corner, parked my car, pulled out my phone, and started calling around. Or did a search. I asked Siri to give me closest. Well, don't do that, Siri. I wasn't talking to you. All right. I asked the phone to find a motel nearby, and it was coming up with like, I was asking for 2 nights, so it was coming up like $500 for 2 nights. The third search result, after I told the system that I wanted 1 person, 2 nights, non-smoking, the third suggestion was $39,000 for 2 nights.
Wow.
Jesus.
It was a full apartment. I go, why in the world are they doing this? So that's when I totally abandoned using that app. Forget that. So I asked for the Motel 6, drove to it, and asked them. And that's when people coming in the door were telling me that it was all sold out. So then I called the motel reservations. I told you about that. I asked them for 2 nights. So I actually had 2 nights reserved at Payson. When I realized where it was, when I got there, I canceled the second night. Because that was That was an hour and a half in the wrong direction. There's no way I was gonna go back to Carrie's on Saturday, then go back
Yeah.
to wrong direction for an hour and a half, and then come back to Carrie on Sunday. So I sent an email to Carrie saying, look, I really need to get out of here on Saturday, be done and leave, because there's no nearby reservations. We were originally planning that I was gonna stay through Sunday morning and maybe be able to do another live stream on Saturday. But no plan survives the encounter with the enemy.
What about Mitch's screening room?
Oh, I never even got to Mitch's. Did I ever tell you that was part of the plan, was for me to stay at Mitch's? That was a possibility, but that did not work out because it turned out he didn't actually have a bed for me. That was going to be a mattress on the floor. This body is too old to do that. No way.
Oh, no.
Well, it's no problem getting down, it's the getting up that gives us trouble, you know?
Yeah, you need a crane to get up.
Really?
I don't know what that screening room is.
I'm assuming it's a theater type screening room.
I had the impression that he was in a pretty rich house, but I don't think that's the case. I'm not sure what. I think the screening room might be a little inflated impression. I had a client who was in probably I don't know if it might have been an 8,000 square foot house where they had a staff to keep the house, and they actually had a movie theater room where it had, multiple rows of theater seating and a great big full wall screen with a curtain across the front. So when I was hearing Mitch's screening room, that's what I was picturing in my head. I don't think that's what it is.
I did a private photo shoot here in Fresno, and I went to this place, and come to find out it's a famous NFL an NFL football player that I can't say here that lives here in Fresno, and they had a screening room. They had their own chef, waitresses, everything in this house. I was like, are you kidding me? This is cool.
Yeah.
And they got their own basketball court and tennis court and pool. I was like, really? Who are you? Oh, that's who you are. Cool.
Somebody snoring.
I got it.
I heard that.
I got it. Had someone reach out to me on the phone, so I had to juggle two things at one time. Doug, you saying that about the mattress? I stayed at my brother's about 3 weeks ago, and he had an air mattress. And I struggled one night to get up, and when I fell back into the mattress, Lorna literally went about a foot off of it because when I hit it, she went in the air.
Did you do a video about that?
No, and we are not going to reenact it either.
I got a queen size mattress that I use for camping, and it's got the pump and all that stuff, but it's not comfortable.
Oh, I just, you had asked about something about the traveling, I think on the live stream I had told about the drive being not good.
Yeah, you went out 10, right?
Say again?
You went out Highway 10? Down to LA and then across on I-10?
Well, yeah, I-10 was part of it, but going there, my GPS took me through Lancaster to obviously now I realize that was to skip the LA 5 o'clock traffic.
Right.
Yeah, you went on 101, didn't you?
I think 101 might be part of it both ways. I don't know. I don't know numbers. I was just following the GPS.
Well, me and Jim Pratt with Speedy Wings and Wheels magazine, we cover Lancaster, LA County Air Show, and Edwards Air Force Base. We got to go through 101 every time.
Okay, I'm going to finish my story before you interrupt again.
Okay, sorry.
I realized that it was taking me a different direction when when I was driving though, I didn't realize that it was an hour and a half longer trip that way. So,
Yep.
you know, I didn't realize it was taking longer until I, you know, was getting past the time that I thought I was going to arrive in Blythe. So
Yeah.
now I'm thinking,
Yeah, that's how I know you went on the 10 is because Blythe sits right there on the California-Arizona or border, and I've gone on that a few times, and I always found if you get in the left-hand lane and stay in the left-hand lane, you're fine. If you got stuck
well,
in
that part was really good. Once I was on 10, that was easy, and I would have been on 10 whether it took me through Los Angeles
Oh,
or
yeah.
Lancaster. Either way,
right.
I was gonna, 10 was gonna be part of my
Yep.
trip.
Yeah, because when we lived in San Diego and went over to Glendale, we had to go up to LA and then go out 10, and whew, man, that was a trip.
And I think I told in the live stream about once I got into the Phoenix area where it was the GPS had turns or freeway merges, changing to a different freeway a couple times, and my Bluetooth speaker stopped giving me announcements, or not, it wasn't giving me every one, it was giving me some of them. And I looked at the phone, and because I thought there was a turn coming up, and it wasn't saying anything. And the signs on the freeway were making me think that which way do I go here? Because there were so many different paths here. I said, it's got to be telling me which way to go. I can't just go straight. The freeway doesn't go straight. I have to go one or the other.
Right.
It's not so I looked down at the phone, you know, to glance because it's bumper to bumper traffic at 50 miles an hour. And I look at the phone and I see continue straight for 300 feet. At 50 miles an hour, it doesn't take long for 300 feet. What do I do after that? And then, so I glanced back to the road, I glanced back down, and it says continue straight for 150 feet. Well, what am I supposed to do? Well, the screen was zoomed at such a point that I couldn't see the turn on the graphic image. So I, you know, scrunched it down, squeezing my fingers together, and I could see that it was going to be right. And I had to get over a couple of lanes. So there's one point where I looked in my right mirror and I saw somebody 2 lanes to the right of me merging into the left lane right in the spot that I wanted to merge right. And they were a little bit behind me. You know, and then here comes the split in the freeway. I've got to go now or miss it. So I did. It was not a safe lane change, put it that way.
Nice. Was your last leg on I-5?
Was my last leg on I-5 coming home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I-5 and then 99.
Sounds like you had a good trip back.
Yeah, the trip back was a breeze. I was kind of sweating whether I would get home before dark, since at that point in time I hadn't realized why the trip out took so much longer than expected. But yeah, the trip back was fine, and I happened to wake up early this morning, and it was a lot easier to be ready to depart from the motel than the time that it took to depart from the house on Thursday to go to Karis, because I had to load everything up, take the computer stuff out, and figure out what I needed to take. The only thing that I forgot to take was my watch charging device, so that wasn't bad. All right, hey, I need to get back to my task for tonight.
Well, I appreciate you joining us, and I appreciate the update.
Yeah, thanks for checking in. Nice to hear about it.
Yeah.
Looking
okay.
forward to Saturday.
Me too. And depends on how I will have obviously done the work prior to that to fix the C drive. And I'll be recording that. It's possible that I might be publishing that before Saturday or showing stuff about it on Saturday. I don't know. I know we've got one of the new guys, a new guy that came in the last time that I did a live stream. I'm trying to remember his name. He has something he wants to come on and get me to help with.
All right.
One last thing, Doug.
Yeah.
Since I had to delay the 26th for your birthday and it's this weekend, what are we going to have on for food on the weekend for the guests?
Oh, it's a full catered banquet.
Yeah, we're gonna have chicken wings since we can't buy them right now.
Well, chicken wings and steak. Filet mignon.
From Richard's Steakhouse.
So I hope you enjoy that. We did our dinner Friday night on me for the group was Outback Steakhouse.
See, I told you guys we should have went. I told you. It was on Doug.
I knew it. It's all Tim's fault. He wouldn't fly us down.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I didn't know nothing about it until the day after.
You didn't know I was going until the day after? Well, I guess nobody knew I was going. I was keeping that a secret, right?
Oh, yeah, that was a well-kept secret. Mm-hmm.
Well kept secret. Well, I was trying to keep a secret from me, right?
One of your
Well,
Dougs
I
let it
know.
slip.
What?
One of your Dougs let it slip.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, you need to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
It's all good, Doug. It's all good.
All right, it's all just for fun.
Yeah. Looking forward to Saturday. I've got to rearrange my schedule a little bit so I don't miss anything. But
Oh yeah, and you had something that you wanted to do with me.
well, you discussed we want to try the blocking someone out on YouTube with your account on. You said you had a secondary account.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
in the making.
I want,
And
I
then
wanna do.
what else?
There was something you
Yeah, there
wanted
was
to do.
something else, but I didn't write it down, so I'll remember it. But
All right.
just
And
this
likewise-
move's got my thinking all focused on the move right now. So
All right. And then Blackwatch has a subject that we'll talk about on Saturday too. That
Sounds
was
good.
about Google Eyes, I think.
Yep, that was another one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That came up, Google Eyes.
Google Eyes has company now, Doug. Frog9. And that's a true story. True story. I have a mod on another one.
Oh, all right.
You're living dangerously, Ken, broadcasting that passcode.
Yeah, hi Jim.
Oh, he's been broadcasting that for quite a while.
Yeah, we've been lucky. We had one try to sneak through, but we have been lucky. Knock on wood, and we've been lucky with bombers in the chat as well. So,
All right.
No,
Hey, did you notice that Carrie did not already know about pinning in the chat room?
no, I did not.
Hmm?
Oh, you can catch that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
I wasn't focused sitting here watching it. I had things to do in the background, so I was
Right.
watching busy.
Yeah, that was right at the end. I asked him if we could pin my YouTube channel name in the chat. And he wasn't aware that you could do that, so showed that to him during his lunch.
Good.
And that, of course, is something you routinely do.
Yeah. Whether that's good or bad, yeah.
Hey, I think you're fine. It seems to be working. I mean, you don't seem to be having much trouble. When you do have trouble, then you stop doing that and change the code.
Yeah, and the mods keep the YouTube stream pretty clean, so it's working out really good.
All right.
So
So, did anybody look at the comments on Carrie's live stream? Not the chat room, the comments.
I did look through them today, briefly.
No, I haven't looked at all.
I haven't looked at them, but he told me that there were some unacceptable comments in there. I think he blocked them or hid them or something.
Yeah, I know some got deleted later on when I went back to look at them.
Yeah,
So he must have removed them.
yeah, there's, I don't know what they.
It's
what they were.
reflect. It shows 17 right now, and they're all positive. So if there were any negative ones, he's probably since removed them.
Yeah, I think that's what he told me that he did, so.
There were 3 or 4 negative ones, so he went in there. I'm assuming he went in there and removed them. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, well, it's basically, if you block the if you hide the person, it removes all of their comments that they've ever made.
Nice.
And that's what I want to test with Ken and my other, the YouTube channel that I don't use, is to see when Ken blocks that user, I think that I can still make comments under that username and it looks like they go through. I'm meaning I can see the comments on the videos, but nobody else sees them.
Right.
That's my understanding of how that works.
Yep. Chris Garrett basically said the same thing as well. So, but I would like to test it out. And the other thing
Yeah.
I'd like to test out is once you remove someone from your channel, is it a 24-hour removal or is it a lifetime removal on that?
Oh, it's first lifetime. It's until you unremove them. You can unhide them as the channel host. You do that in the YouTube studio.
Right.
And that would be a good thing to show. See, I'm wanting to not just test this. I'm wanting to test this during the live stream.
Right.
But like while I'm live streaming, I want for you to start a live stream. And during my live stream, I'll show me making a comment on your live stream, and then you hiding that user.
Right.
And, just really document it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Doug, that Prog 9 is real. He's causing grief on 10 channels. So I could tell the mods, the fellow mods at this point, to come and watch your stream.
Oh, sure.
They might learn.
Yeah. That'd be good.
I got blocked by mistake, and they thought I was him. They should not have, but the guy apologized. But they could do with some schooling on it,
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be a good training thing.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so since I'm late, I have to ask Doug a question. Doug, who helped you carry it in?
I did it myself.
Oh, good Lord.
There was 5 of them. There was
We had
5.
3 Dougs, me, myself, and I.
Yeah, okay.
5 Dougs. No problem.
That thing's got to be heavy.
It's 94 pounds.
Jesus.
93, 94 pounds. Now, I didn't carry it in my arms. I made a video of how I moved it into the house. No big deal. I've got a lot of techniques that I use for dealing with heavy objects without injuring myself. So should be showing you that video.
Okay.
No big deal.
So if the
Something
video,
I'll
if the,
look
It can be a little scary for a person to watch. If you don't do it, it could easily damage you.
Yeah. I understand. Believe me, I understand. I once had to replace a water heater in the house, and I bought a 50-gallon. I was the only one home. She was already at work when the water heater died that morning, so I had to get the water heater down myself. It was interesting.
Yeah. Well, there's techniques that you can do to accomplish.
I've seen your techniques, and they work pretty good.
Yeah.
so what you're saying is if we see a video of you carrying this thing in on your shoulder right there like this, walking in, we know that's not, yeah, there you go.
And he puts a strap over his head to keep it on his shoulder. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yes, it would.
I
Yes,
can
it would.
imagine his neighbors might go, "Get away from me! That's what that thing! Get away!
Now something
Sorry.
something that Carrie and I did that was worthy of videoing that we did not video was loading it into my car from Studio B, because keep in mind I had my current streaming computer in there too, plus other stuff that I had just for the trip. So basically, it looked like a Tetris challenge to get things in there. We had the two computers side by side, and there was enough room, a 1/4-inch room between them for me to slide in full collapsible grocery bags that I used to do a little cushion between the two computers, because one of the glass panels of the big beast build was going to be against my current computer. So it was just a very tight fit is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did you leave these computers out in the pilot while you were staying in hotel rooms?
I did. I had them
Ooh,
kind of.
you're lucky.
They were kind of concealed. They were the windows in that part of my car are highly tinted, and I was parked in a very well lit parking stall that was right next to
Security cameras, I hope.
immediately in front of two of their rented rooms. And at the bottom of the stairs that go to the second floor. So it was a very high visibility area. And through the tinted glass with those two computers laying on their sides, it's hard to even recognize them as computers. Because it's just...
To answer your question, Tim, I took the car. The guy said, "Now give you $500 for the $6,000 for the computer." I said, "I want the computer." He said, "No."
Man, that's a $400. That's a $4,000 discount.
Yeah.
Well, it's wholesale. What can I say? So I took the car back and left it for a time.
Wow. Love your jokes.
I had two laptops with me, and I did take them into the room because they're more recognizable through the windows.
Oh, sure. Take the laptops, leave the $10,000 computer in the car.
Yeah, the laptops are worth less than the motherboard in this big
Yeah.
build.
Yeah.
Would you believe someone here, the shop's in there 25 years, more or less. He drove his truck through the window to get a $500 laptop. Needless to say, he spent the next few years in jail.
Wow.
Talk about stupid. Drove a truck through with the cameras going. It's on YouTube.
Wow. All right. Well, once again, I'm going to hang up.
All right. Thank you, Doug. We'll see you Saturday. Yep. Good night.
Have a good one.
Good night.
That was
Wow.
interesting.
I can't believe he lugged that thing in by himself. Jesus.
I've seen his techniques. He's had to do a lot of stuff by himself. He does have a, what do you call those things? Piano
dolly.
Dolly or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, he's got to lift it out of the pilot and get it on the dolly. Unless he rigs something to slide it down to the dolly, and then you got to worry about that dolly sliding out from under it. I mean, I can see all kind of weird things going on with that.
Come on, Jim. He's only 64. Wait till he gets old. Yeah. Seriously. He's only 64.
I wouldn't want to try to lift 93 pounds right
I'm
now.
61, and I will not.
Yeah.
I will not attempt something like that.
I will not pick up anything over 50 pounds by myself at work. I'm not doing it.
Rule.
I will use a forklift or get help. I don't care.
Yeah, we heard you in Catherine's live driving your tow motor around. We did, didn't we, Ken?
Oh, we did. We did. Yes.
There you go. That's no joke. Watch
No,
Catherine's
it
video.
happened. Yeah. Yeah.
So Ken, how long were you on Zoom before you started the YouTube stream?
I literally started them at the same time. In fact, I started the YouTube stream before I started the Zoom. Nobody was here. I was the first one here when I fired it up. So
I was just wondering, cause I know you left the Zoom earlier.
Yep.
And when I come back, Black Watch and Dan was in there, and Gary, so I left, cause I knew you had left, and then.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Suspicions
We're
are
in
right on
there,
that.
we're in there, you come in, Ken's not there and you leave. Okay?
I had said that a while ago, Black said if Ken's not there, Alex won't be there.
yeah, we left about 3:30 to go to Effingham for dinner and shopping. Got back about 6:30, and I was wore out.
That's not always true. I was just watching other videos and stuff.
I'll have a talk with Darren the next time he's the host. The green room's all yours for the night. Dum-dum. Somebody tell a joke.
No, I won't tell a joke, but I will tell a story. I thought I lost the streaming computer for about the last 24 hours, but fortunately I was able to get it out. Jeez, what was that? That was Alex.
That was
You okay over there?
I forgot to. I couldn't mute. Sorry.
Oops.
Oops. All together now. Oops. Oops. So what happened with your machine, Jim? Have you looked what?
Well, it was really weird. I was getting ready to do a few things, move a few drives around. I've come to realize that since I have a NAS box, it was actually a mistake to put a 2 terabyte drive in the streaming computer. So I was going to move that stuff over to a 1 terabyte. And since I have to redo the gaming machine anyway, probably wind up putting the 2 terabyte in the gaming machine. So I made an image about 2 days ago, I guess, using some backup software that I'm trying out. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So pulled out the 2 terabyte, stuck in the 1 terabyte, which had a Windows installation of some sort already on it. And I thought, foolishly, that, well, I could just copy the 1 partition from the image file and put it on the 1 terabyte. No, that was a mistake. That was definitely a mistake. So I said, okay, well, I can't do that. So I put the 2 terabyte back in, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, I got some corruption in the user profile where the start menu would not work at all. It just kept throwing up an error. And I was like, oh, this can't be good. So I'm fooling around with this, I'm fooling around with that. I finally figure out, well, let me create another user account and let's see if the problem is like universal to the system. Create the new user account. No, the start menu is fine. So it's corruption in the profile. So I'm sitting there kind of scratching my head trying to figure out, well, let's see, look at a couple of solutions online, nothing was working. So at that point, I'm like, well, let me try my original idea that I was going to do. But what I did first was I completely blanked out, deleted all the partitions off the 1 terabyte. Stuck the 1 terabyte back in, used the boot, USB boot stuff that I have for the backup software that I'm using, and just blasted the original 2-day-old image file right onto the 1 terabyte, and boom, she came right up. So I'm good.
With all the fervor in the last year begs the question, which I know the answer to. This is Windows 10, right? Not 11.
Yeah, it's Windows 10. Yeah, it's 11's not even in the mix at this point. I mean, it keeps annoying me with that blue dot. I could go into Windows Update and there's a little thing that says, stay on Windows 10 for now. But this is an experiment. I want to see if Windows 11 will force itself on the system. Like I've been hearing that's been happening to some people.
Right.
So far, no, it hasn't. Like I had those couple of screenshots that I showed you guys a couple of days ago.
Doug's curious about that, if it does that or not, too.
Well, it did to me the one time. The first, it first came up with the one screen that's like, you know, Windows 10, Windows 11, you want to move over, and it kind of like you hit decline. And then it comes with a second screen, and it's like, you know, it's kind of like asking, you really sure you don't want to do this?
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to decline it again. And from that point on, this thing has been annoying me with that little blue dot. Normally would be, you'd see the yellow dot in the corner of the taskbar that says you have to restart the machine.
Right.
In this case, it's a blue dot, and it's sitting there every time. Basically going, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
So, it's an experiment to see if Windows 11 will force itself. Because I'm curious to see this. You had the one guy, who was it the Bronx 9 or whatever, who swore up and down he didn't do anything, and he magically got Windows 11.
My brother had that happen to him.
Pardon me?
My brother shut his PC off one night, and when he woke up 3 weeks later and turned it on, he had Windows 11. It installed itself.
Well, that's what I'm curious about. What I'm curious about is if that's going to happen here at some point.
Yeah.
So far, it hasn't.
Yeah.
Well, I had one client that it updated to Windows 11, and I'm like, this is before it was released. I'm like, was you on the insider program? And they're like, no, and I call BS on that.
Yeah, because there's no other way that would have happened.
I'm like, well, how did this happen? So I had to roll it back to Windows 10 for them, which was another nightmare all in its own, or another can of worms. But anyway.
You know, there's another thing going on, Jim. Windows 11, how can I put it? Loading OBS onto Windows 11, there's problems. You gotta use Chrome. You can't use Brave. All this is going on with new machines.
Oh, no.
Haven't heard that one yet.
Oh yeah, there's a fellow on Bonnie's. He's frustrated to no end.
Wow.
It's a new laptop. He was going to do a PC build, but it was a month and a half out, and he was using his phone. It was overheating, so he got this HP laptop, and he's got nothing but grief with it.
Well, my first response to that is,
I kind of said to him, I assume a laptop, it's Dell, HP, whatever. I held my tongue.
yeah, well, I wouldn't have, but that's another subject.
No, but it was the man 6'7", 400 pounds. You know.
I don't care how big you are. And
No,
if he's 6'7", 400 pounds, he ain't moving that fast anyway. I got it. Okay, I can move faster than that.
But he's a
No
big
matter
guy.
how big he is, if he's in one state and you're in another, and you don't want to, neither one of y'all want to drive to.
I don't care if he's standing right next to me. He's not moving faster than me.
No,
No,
that's
I'm
true.
just saying, Jim. He's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy, and I was trying to help him with it.
No, I get it.
His external mic is buzzing away, and so.
Well, Windows 11 and OBS, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
And he had to go. Brave didn't work. He had to go back to Chrome to get the devices working, and anyway,
I don't quite understand what the hell Chrome has to do with some devices working with OBS.
Well, I have a feeling with OBS it might be permissions shifting around with Windows 11, but that's over his head, you know.
Yeah, well, no, I understand that, and that part wouldn't surprise me, but I don't understand what Chrome's got to do with it.
I don't either. That's another reason why I don't want to go to Windows 11.
He said the mic and camera just wouldn't work. The Ustream I took him at his word, and he went to Chrome and it worked. So I'm gonna, what I'm gonna say, you fixed it. Why don't you break it again? So.
Oh, like I'm fixing to do. Okay, good. We should get together.
I still got the gaming machine that I have to redo. That's going to be nothing but fun right there.
And of course, in the device manager, there's probably in the hidden file when you click on that tab, all the unknown devices don't have new drivers yet for Windows 11.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's awakened.
No, he's been
Oh,
listening.
look somebody up.
He's been listening to top people that can't run fast as Jim. Maybe he's a tall person.
Gary, especially if you're 400 pounds, you ain't moving that fast. I'm sorry.
Maybe he doesn't want to get in a fight.
Yeah, 400
Yeah,
pounds at any
so-
height, you ain't moving too fast.
Oh man, I got dust all over my register.
Chrome and Bravo and OBS and StreamYard and listening to a 73 or 93 pounds computer that was too heavy to carry for Tim.
I'm not picking it up.
Neither am I. I wouldn't
No.
pick it up either.
I wouldn't trust anybody else to carry it.
I'll get a freaking hand truck.
No, that's an idea. Yeah.
Of course, Doug used a furniture dolly, so that play was a little easier.
Better him than me.
Yeah, really. I've already got a questionable back. I don't need to be trying to lift that kind of stuff.
Yeah. How's your eyes doing?
Yeah, I should doing okay. Again, there's still some little bits of
I notice
issues.
you're wearing glasses.
Pardon me?
I notice you're wearing glasses. I normally don't.
Well, I don't have to wear the glasses except to drive. That's the only reason I really need them. But I think this kind of makes me look even more geekier.
I went through 4 months of surgery on my eyes. They said, oh, you know, your eyes will be fine, you'll be able to drive. And he got some ophthalmologist just starting off. He said, you're going to have glasses for 0.5% increase. Do you believe it?
You write that down. Wear glasses for more geekier look. Got it.
Oh, absolutely. I have to do that.
Well, Blackwatch, did you do the LASIK surgery or whatever?
No, I had conventional surgery. He
Okay.
started, he had about, I bet you he had 20, 30 years at it. He started with LASIK. I'm like, nobody's getting near my eyes with a laser. No way.
My stepmother did that. Right before my dad passed away. I'll tell you what, I'm scared to get in the car with her now.
Hey, Jim,
They made her eyesight worse.
does this fit the bill?
And I'm surprised she didn't get a lawsuit against these guys.
They're legitimate,
go.
though. That's
Yeah, there you go.
they're real glasses.
And are they
I don't know
are they more reading glasses?
No, my reading glasses are these little babies right here. These are the reading glasses.
Okay.
Those are the ones I wear when I drive. I'm like you. I have to wear them when I drive.
I got progressive glasses, so it's kind of like bifocals, but there's 3 different areas.
Yeah, these are that way too. And sometimes I have to go, oh, yeah, okay, and do that. So
I
'cause
don't have to do that.
it's hard to adjust. Hard to adjust. So I'm going to share my screen, which is going to leave the YouTube world out of what's going on because
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I want to get these guys' opinion on something.
Let's put this share screening thing to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, nuts, we lost.
damn.
So this is
Okay, so
you guys are seeing OBS and you see the Zoom that's frozen because for some reason when I share the screen it freezes it there, which is fine. My lower thirds does work.
Take a good screenshot of people.
Let me turn that off so we're not confused here. When I turn on my lower thirds works right here. And this actually is a function of lower thirds where it will go through these 10 slots with the 10 names I put in there on a, I think it's 135 or 153 interval. That's all well and dandy. It works. I'm happy. I got it back. Here's something that's really blowing my mind. If I show this on another scene down here, see how that's like that? It's all screwed up. So you're thinking, oh, just make it bigger. Nope, that's not it at all. I don't think. Of course, no, see, that's not it at all. So I come down here to this other scene that I practice with, and it works just fine. It's got the subscribe, and it's got whatever name I want to put in there. So it's all well and good. It works. Here's the kicker on this. This is
We
what.
should have asked Doug that question while he was on here earlier.
That might. Well, he's XSplit though. He's not OBS. He uses XSplit. So
Oh, never
he
mind.
might not. I mean, the theories are the same. So now I'm going to move this over here.
They put
This is-
live Windows training on the bottom of the screen when he logs out.
It's just a banner you can put on there.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's
Yeah.
easy.
So you go into here, and to get it to work, I made OBS Studio 27.1.3 on the version that works.
Yeah, but he's got that globe that floats around.
That's Google Earth. So if you come into here, you see bin data, OBS plugins, and uninstall. You do not see animated lower thirds or lower thirds. But it works, and I think it works because I have in the original OBS program file animated lower thirds and then lower thirds. Now I've debated on copying that over to the new one, but I thought, you know what? The doggone thing works right here. Don't mess with success. It works.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm
If
not going
it's not broken, don't fix it.
Well, it was broken, and I fixed it by determining that it's the new version of 27.2.0 was not working. So I went and put 27.1.3 in its own directory, and then it all works. So it works. I'm good. I'm not messing with it.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
Caller, go ahead.
So you had OBS. Did you upgrade to a new version?
I did. That's what started this whole problem.
So you got the old version installed and the new version.
No. I updated from 27.1.3 to
From the old
27.2,
version.
and it stopped working. So Sunday
Interesting.
or Saturday, I got up and I said, I'm going to fix this. And I figured out by digging out my old machine that still had 27.1.3 on it, and it worked just fine, that the problem was the version of 27.2. So I went and re-downloaded 27.1.3, put it in a separate directory, and it all works, even though animated thirds is not in that directory. But you know what? I don't care. It works. That's the bottom line. It works.
That's unusual.
Just,
I don't know anything about OBS, but with certain programs, even with my photography stuff, if I tell it to update, it updates. But if I go out there on the World Wide Web and say, hey, there's no update there, and I click on that link, it screws everything up.
My mom's print shop software that I got her a couple of years ago was telling me it had an update in the actual program. I downloaded the update, messed everything up completely. I couldn't open the program or do anything. Had to reload the program off the CD that I made of the original version, and it works. And then I just don't. If it has to update, I just don't update it.
yeah, it's
Print shop. I haven't heard of print shop since the 90s.
You sure?
Well, this is print shop version 6.
I think it's early
I
then.
believe that's the latest version now.
I didn't even know it was still around.
It's still around.
Print shop and print master? I don't think so.
I think
That's
so.
no more.
The version I had is version 6.0, and it's only a year old. It's the last year, or it's either 2020 or it's a 2020 version of.
so if you're watching the stream, you'll notice the the banner keeps popping in and out because that's another thing I want to do. I want to get it to cycle through one time and stop instead of what it does. It'll run forever if I don't go shut it off, which I'm going to do that right now, actually.
I
Pretty
can't
sure
find
it's 23.1
Can
is
you put a time limit on it? I think we
Only
talked about that
time
earlier
limit.
today.
You can time limit how long it takes to get on the screen, how long it's on the screen, and how long it stays off of the screen. But other than that, no, you can't put a time limit on it.
I am stunned that this software still exists.
What'd you
Yeah,
find?
it's
Photoshop or PhotoPrint or Print Shop or whatever it was?
print shop.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm actually looking at the website. I'm stunned that this software is
Oh.
still around.
Photograph.
Software. I thought they were.
Stop. But anyway, it's a joke.
Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, there it is.
That's what she got.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
Teachers
Well,
everywhere in America love this program.
yeah, well, people everywhere in America, like a lot of things that don't make a lot of sense to me, but that's another subject.
Good old fan filled paper, and you make those banners across your classroom. Romper Room wanted that.
Well, now her issue with that software is I don't like either one of them. I don't like Print Artist or Print Shop, and she used both of them. Her problem now with it is the software works, but I can't get her icon in the taskbar. When I try to like show her desktop icon and pin the icon to the taskbar, it shows the white a blank piece of paper icon instead of the actual icon. And the only way it'll come back is if I uninstall it and reinstall it, and then after a reboot or whatever, it'll just go away again. So I just don't mess with it because it works. She just knows that it's a white icon.
Tim?
I am here.
Tim, with T, sorry, T-tie.
Ha!
T-tie. Tim.
Oh, okay. The other Ken.
Remember I was talking about Firefox and the other bookmark menu, and they double spaced it, and it wouldn't scroll, and you said something about Mozilla account, which I didn't buy. They've had about 4 or 6 updates. Now it scrolls, so there you go.
Yep.
But I don't need a Mozilla account. They screwed it up a while ago when they double spaced it.
I don't do Mozilla accounts. I don't do Microsoft accounts. I don't do Google accounts except for what I have on YouTube. I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't need their marketing crap. You know.
Alex, if you're following in the stream, Robert said he ordered his capture card. It will be there Tuesday.
He ordered the one that I recommended, I assume.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what the chat says.
I'm just asking.
Oh, Robert, did you order the one? You can ask him. He can hear you.
Because he said that the other day he said that he added the one that I've got to his card when I was telling him.
He says
We were
yes.
Talking about it.
He says yes. And to answer your question a while ago, there's a 55-second gap between when I started the YouTube and when I started the stream.
Why?
Yeah, I started the stream first, not the Zoom. Isn't that odd? It's probably why it's going so well. I must remember this. Let me write that down.
The capture card actually uses the one strange thing about it is it uses a USB-A to A cable.
Really?
Yes. So it's like a cable like you would plug into your computer on both sides. The end that plugs into the capture card and the end that plugs into the computer is exactly the same.
Jim, don't go away. I'm going to go grab a coffee. I've got a question that between you and Alex, I think I can get answered. I will be right back.
I want a double.
But it works. It works just
I'm
fine.
not doing no coffee. I'm trying to go to sleep here soon.
I want some Bailey's Irish Cream in mine.
Well, let's not touch that subject.
Hence the reason Tim fell asleep before the Indy 100 and 500. Too many coffees.
I drank a bottle of that when we were stationed overseas. And
A bottle of what?
Bailey's Irish Cream.
Irish cream.
Oh, I only had Irish, Bailey's Irish Cream, maybe once, and it was homemade. That was kind of nice. But it's like a chocolatey Irish, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was okay, but I wouldn't. Nah. But anyway,
Is it better to run Ethernet cable in a crawl space or in the wall?
Didn't Ken go over that with you, Alan? You got a crawl space to put all your.
Well, if you've got the crawl space, I would think that that would be easier than trying to get it through the wall.
I put a central back system in from the basement to the wall. Believe me, it's easier underneath.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you're remodeling and you have it down to the studs. That's one thing. But yeah, if you've got a crawl space where you can come up from underneath, that's typically easier to deal with.
and or attic, where you just run straight to the room.
Right.
Jim, it was a brand new house. The drywall was on. I still put it in. I guess I got lucky.
Oh yeah, you may have.
Okay, let me struggle with how I want to explain this. In OBS, I want to be able to be live streaming and showing what I'm doing on OBS at the same time. And I tried a window capture, a display capture, and there's one more I believe, and I tried it, but it would not work. Is this something I can do using the, God, I'm going to regret this, virtual camera?
What do you want to do again?
Okay, let me share my screen again. We're not taking a vote.
you can't. Let's have a vote.
We're not taking a vote.
Oh, nuts.
Rules.
Yeah, really, huh? So I want to be able to, sans everybody frozen here, although that's a pretty cool picture. I want to be able to broadcast over a stream this right here so that I can show what I'm trying to accomplish with this right here. Now, I did a window capture, which is that. Oops. Huh, went away. That's interesting. I did a display capture, which is that, and that works right. If I move OBS over to here thinking, oh, I'll just put it over there, well, I get the background screen, and OBS has got the infinity effect look, which you'll see here maybe right there on the YouTube stream. So that's crazy. So that don't work. So there's got to be a way, because I see other people doing it all the time. So I got to thinking, maybe there's a setting in the sources that I actually end up using the virtual camera.
The only reason why you would use the virtual camera is if you wanted to show the same thing in Zoom that you're showing over the YouTube stream simultaneously.
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, that's the function of the virtual camera.
Okay, then that's
the virtual camera collects everything that OBS is sending out and allows you to pop it into other things.
That's not going to work then. And for some,
No,
there we go.
I don't believe
it
it.
accepts a webcam. Anything that accepts a webcam feed.
Okay. Well,
Ken,
yes. Yes.
Permissions to step down and go raise some shit on the other side.
Yeah, give me some subscribers. Yeah, that's fine. I'll see you in a little bit.
Good night.
Night.
Maybe, whatever.
So, any thoughts on how I can accomplish that? Because I've seen other people do it. I just can't figure out how to do it.
Well, here's a novel approach. Why don't you ask them how they're doing it?
Some people answer, some people don't.
Okay, and of the ones who have answered,
I haven't asked them yet, so maybe I should ask them.
I would suggest you ask them first.
Never made that connection.
Since somebody else has already done the work, why beat yourself up about it?
Yeah.
I'll ask that question. I never thought about that.
Now, Ken, what you need to know is, I bet you couldn't show me how to do that because that's too technical for you to teach me. And I want to show you they can.
Oh yeah, they'll teach me for $50 an hour.
If they knew how to teach you, they'd teach you. See, you don't know how to teach me. Show me you can do it. Bet you can't do it. Chicken.
If I learn how to do it, I guarantee you I'm going to do a stream on how to do it. Because if I have this issue, there are other people that have this issue. I'm
I
sure.
don't doubt for a moment that there are other people who have the issue.
I had somebody tell me last night that, wow, you know how to stream on OBS? Can you show me how to do it? Yeah, it'll take about 3 minutes.
I mean, I figured that out without anybody telling me.
Right.
It's not that hard.
No, it's not. It's when you start getting into the scenes and the scripts and the that's when it gets fun.
When you're doing all the stuff that you're doing, that's when it gets fun.
Yeah. And I'm just barely scratching the surface, believe me.
And I scratch even less of the surface because I don't need it for anything else.
Yeah.
I'm here to either build a machine, show how to solve a problem on a machine.
Yeah.
Or and the 2 camera setup is all I need. I don't need anything else fancy.
No. I thought I'd ask.
I used it for even less before Ken got me into streaming a little bit, because all I used it before was recording my VHSs to DVDs.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Greg Guy uses it the least amount.
That's right.
Well, something trips me out. Somebody that's popular on the YouTube channel here in Fresno called the Paranormal Central. And this guy uses iPads for everything.
Really?
And I'm curious, how does he do all this stuff? And he was even on the networks at one time. But he broadcasts at the same time over YouTube, Facebook, and some other platform. And he gets banned all the time off YouTube because it's controversial.
There's a service that you can pay for called Restream. So he probably uses something like that.
Oh, iPads? No, actual computer?
I think you can use it through iPads. What you do is you send that service your video that you want to upload. You upload your video, your live video, to that service, and they will take over from that point and stream it to Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
StreamYard does that, and you can do that all through a web browser, which you have a web browser on an iPad.
That's the link to Restream.
Okay.
StreamYard, Jim?
What's that?
Did you say StreamYard?
Yeah, StreamYard. I think all that requires really is a web browser, but you should be able to do that on an iPad.
He's using 2 iPads and 2, I don't know if he's got Samsungs or iPhones, but he's using two different phones. It's crazy, this guy. He's got it going on. He's very popular.
There are things in StreamYard that I like that I wish Zoom had, but StreamYard is too restrictive for what level I'm currently at.
Of course, this guy don't use Zoom. He's doing a live broadcast from the studio. He's not having Zoom on there.
Yeah, I find it's...
Again, if you look at StreamYard, it says it's a live streaming studio in your browser.
Right.
So there's browsers on iPads, so I can't see where this would be a problem.
Oh, that's cool. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, that would be my guess. I could be completely wrong, but that's my guess.
So I went over and looked at the comments, and every one of the comments are positive on Carrie's thing from Friday.
He's also a technician with AT&T, so he knows what he's doing.
Well, that's debatable. He works for AT&T. And
Getting it all for free, but anyway.
Hey, Kim, 1 ringy dingy, 2 ringy dingy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gracious, good afternoon.
Let me
Now,
call
Rich,
Chris
pardon
up.
me when I'm
Let's
speaking.
get Chris in here and get his opinion on AT&T.
I don't even want to talk about AT&T.
Yeah, Alice has got the good one, T-Mobile. Not like the one that keeps you on hold all day.
Heck no, I use AT&T through
Oh,
track.
I'm sorry. I thought you had the good one. My mistake.
I've got
I don't.
T-Mobile, and so far I
use
have not
them-
had
I
any
use
issues.
them long enough. I use them long enough to know that they stick in this area, and the best provider of the three in this area is AT&T.
Well, that's the problem. You only have 3 providers in that area.
Right, that's exactly the nail right there. You only have 3 providers, which would be
Well, I mean, I actually-
Three major, but three, not counting, but that's not counting Cricket or Track Phone or any of those other Total Wireless, any of those other ones.
Actually, most of those go through T-Mobile.
Because all of the other ones go through one of the three main providers, either AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile.
I used to be with T-Mobile.
Hey Tim, the last email I got from you was on February 15th about Newegg.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Did you see the YouTube videos of that?
Yeah, you sent the link. I watched it. It's pretty interesting.
Cambridge,
You watch
Texas.
Yeah, there are 2 of them actually, if you watched both.
Actually, I think there's a 3rd one now.
Oh, he got another now?
Well, the last time I checked, he hasn't posted it. Well, there's the 3rd one that's pre-Newegg meeting.
I thought I think he announced another one after he went out there.
He's got it's in the pipeline from what I understand. The
Yeah, you're
editing
probably
isn't
right, you're
finished
right.
on it yet. He still has
Well-
to edit it, I believe, was the last I had heard.
Now, I have a question of what
That's
what
not the
Newegg is
motherboard,
stating.
right?
I have a question with what Newegg is stating. Are they gonna do it? Because
Only
they
time-
say, if you have a problem, send it to us and we'll determine if we'll take care of it. Determine is the magic word.
But this guy never opened the box up and sent it back. He didn't need it.
That's not the problem. The problem was it was no good from the factory because Newegg had already sent it back once. And
Twice.
no, Newegg sent it back to the factory and then sent it out to a customer with a sticker on it saying that it had been turned down for repair.
Which was really their real dumbass move.
I
Oh,
just
it was.
I
Come
just
on.
posted the link to the one he put up 5 days ago, and he's standing out in some cornfield or some field somewhere.
That's
That's what he's talking
that was
about
like
going to.
Is that the
Yeah.
latest one?
that is so far the latest one.
Okay.
I saw a message, I think it was on Twitter, where they got back, what was it, sometime I think Saturday they got back.
Oh, I missed that one.
Or maybe late Friday, I don't know. But the message I saw on Twitter was they're back, they did the interview. They have to do some editing on it and hopefully it'll be up. My guess is hopefully it'll be up either tomorrow or Tuesday.
I'll give them till Wednesday.
Yeah, well, yeah, Wednesday at the latest, but I'm guessing Monday or Tuesday we're gonna see what the deal was.
And I think the one that he first started it with, which was correct, has over 2.5 million views, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
That wouldn't surprise
wow.
me. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
And his average views is like 1 million anyway, isn't it, for one of his channel?
I honestly don't keep that close of a track on it.
Yeah, I don't either, but
I don't follow his channel. It was something that was sent to me from another computer tech, and I was like, "Wow, are you kidding me?"
Yeah, they really screwed the pooch on this bad boy. They
Oh.
really did.
They got 1.59 million subscribers and 2,531 videos. So I would imagine their viewer count's pretty damn high.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about the specific videos.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Give me a moment. I'm a little slow. We need Darren.
Okay, let's see. The first one that they did.
Last week.
It's the first one that they did, which was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 1.1 million views.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second one that they did, which was the shocking incompetence,
is 1.3 million views.
Right. That's
Oh.
right. Yep. I see that.
The point I'm making on their side, but with 1 million views, they probably get some response.
Like,
Well, my comments about this whole thing from the get-go is Newegg found the wrong guy to screw over.
Yeah, they did.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, my question though is when you or I, quote, go to send something back, are we going to get the same response Gamers Nexus gets?
Well, my inclination is that before Gamers Nexus did this, my response would be, yeah, that's highly probable that you and I would have gotten the same screw job. Whether or not it will be after the Newegg response video was posted, we'll see. We'll
If
see.
you go to their website, it's not real apologetic, but they do admit that they will look at it next time. So they're not saying no problem, like Amazon says, we'll do it, no problem, basically.
Amazon said they would do it, or Newegg?
This is Newegg. It's got nothing to do. I don't know. I won't say that Amazon couldn't screw this up like this, but you know anything's possible. But
Sure.
they weren't the ones who screwed up. This is a Newegg thing, and apparently, from
Yeah,
stuff that
I
Steve
agree.
says he's been collecting, he's not the only one that this has happened to. So
Well, I think the mere fact that he sent the box back unopened, and then when he got the one he ordered, it came back with the return sticker from Gigabyte on it saying, "Oh, it's a bad board. You need to fix the pins." That didn't help Newegg's cause at all.
oh no, that tanked it. Are you kidding me? No, that tanked it right there.
Oh, that was awesome when he did that.
Because they called Gigabyte, and Gigabyte said, here's what's wrong with it.
Yep,
And we sent it back to them because they won't get it fixed.
they wouldn't pony up $100, basically. Yeah.
And from what I understood, they re-shrink wrapped it.
Yeah.
I don't remember there being any shrink wrap on the motherboard box. It was taped down.
Taped out, I thought they said shrink wrapped. You may be correct.
Yeah, it wasn't shrink wrapped, but it was taped.
But the box was damaged.
Well,
And
the box was pretty much torn apart.
It was a disaster.
Yep.
Well, it still is, as far as I'm concerned.
I thought they didn't open it and had shrink wrap on the box. They sent it back and it was
No.
unshrink.
It was in a standard Newegg shipping box, which just has shipping tape over it. That's it.
That never got opened though.
No, it never did get open.
Because I thought there was shrink wrap when it came back, or it was whatever.
Parker Morris, just let me post that link over in chat in Zoom. Let me bring it up over here. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
guy
that's-
existed. But it made headlines all over several platforms. The tech world, everywhere.
Well, give me a break.
Had pin damage, even though Steve never even opened the package. I commented on that video offering condolences to my friend Steve, and also mentioning that, hey, that quite literally used to be my job at doing. RMA inspections where damaged returns and other fun things got sent to be assessed. And since so many people did not actually exist. And
You're going to want to stop that now, because otherwise you're going to get a strike.
Yeah, you're right. Well, no.
I didn't have the audio on it. I was just showing it
Oh, okay.
over here. I don't know where the audio was coming from.
It was me. Sorry. For some stupid reason, I thought you'd shut YouTube off, but you didn't.
No, I'm still streaming. Let me go see how
Are
long.
you still streaming?
Yeah, he's still streaming.
Yeah,
I'm looking
hour
at
and
it right now.
44 minutes. I know. Isn't that amazing? All right, so I'm catching the hint from these guys. I'm going to shut the stream down. Thank you, Tony.
Well,
Thank you, Parker.
I'm
Thank
glad
you,
that guy
Robert.
put that out there.
I'm shutting it down. Take the gun away from my head. I'm shutting it down now. Bye, guys. Okay, we're no